A person's greatness isn't defined by their bank account, but by the power of their thoughts. Think about innovators like Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, and Jeff Bezos. Their success stories all started with a powerful idea, a change in mindset. The legendary author Napoleon Hill once said, "What you think about, you become." It's a profound statement. But if it's really that simple, why do so many people feel stuck, unable to achieve the success they dream of? Why does the gap between wanting and having seem so vast? Let's explore this idea through a powerful story. Once, in a bustling railway station, a place of constant motion and fleeting moments, there lived a beggar. Each day was the same. He would sit quietly, his world a blur of hurried footsteps and indifferent faces, hoping for a coin or two to get by. One sunny afternoon, he noticed a distinguished man in a sharp suit approaching. The man carried himself with an air of confidence and purpose. He looked successful, content. Seeing an opportunity, the beggar quickly got up, approached the businessman, and humbly stretched out his hand, expecting a small donation. But instead of giving him money, the businessman paused and looked at him with a calm, penetrating gaze. He asked a simple, yet life-altering question. "Do you always just take? Have you ever given anything to anyone?" The beggar was completely taken aback. Stuttering, he replied, But I have nothing to give. I'm just a poor beggar." The businessman offered a slight, knowing smile. "If you truly believe you have nothing to give," he said gently, "then you have no right to ask for anything." With those words, he turned, boarded his train, and was gone, leaving the beggar standing there in stunned silence. That night, sleep wouldn't come. The businessman's words echoed in the beggar's mind, over and over. He lay awake on the cold station floor, staring into the darkness. The phrase replaying like a relentless drumbeat, "If you want to receive, you must first learn how to give." For 2 days, he wrestled with this idea. It was a completely new way of thinking. How could he, a man with nothing, possibly give anything away? Then, on the third morning, as the sun's first rays lit up the station, he noticed a patch of vibrant wildflowers growing near the tracks. They were beautiful, a splash of purple, pink, and yellow against the dull gray of the railway. An idea sparked in his mind. He thought, "What if I give these flowers to people? Maybe they will give me something in return." With newfound purpose, he carefully plucked the flowers and arranged them into small, cheerful bunches. He no longer just held out his hand. He offered something of value, something beautiful. He started approaching passengers, a nervous smile on his face, offering them a small bouquet in exchange for whatever they wished to give. And something incredible happened. People responded. They smiled back. A mother accepted a flower for her child and gave him a few coins. An elderly man thanked him and gave him more than he usually received in an entire morning. Soon, he noticed a pattern. The more flowers he gave, the more donations he received. On the days he ran out of flowers, his earnings dropped significantly. He wasn't just begging anymore. He was engaging in a fair exchange. Weeks turned into months. He used his earnings to buy more flowers from a market, creating bigger, more beautiful arrangements. His torn clothes were replaced with a clean shirt, and his cloth bag became a proper flower basket. His entire demeanor changed. The timidity in his eyes was replaced by a confident sparkle. One day, he saw a familiar face through the window of a departing train. It was him, the businessman, who had changed his life. Filled with excitement and gratitude, he hurried to the train window, holding up a beautiful bouquet. "Sir," he called out, his voice clear and strong, "today, I have something to give you." The businessman looked at him, his initial confusion melting into a wide, approving smile. He took the flowers and handed the man a crisp bill. "My friend," he said, his voice full of warmth, "you are no longer a beggar. You are a businessman, just like me." As the train pulled away, the man stood on the platform, watching it disappear into the sunset. The businessman's words resonated deep within him. It was a moment of profound realization. "He's right," he whispered to himself, a determined look on his face. "I am not a beggar. I am a trader. I am a businessman." 6 months later, at that very same station, two well-dressed men met on the platform. One was the original businessman, and the other was the man he had inspired. They were now peers. The businessman looked at him, his eyes wide with amazement. "Is that really you? The beggar I met here? Look at you now, a successful businessman." The former beggar smiled, his heart full of gratitude. "Yes, it is," he replied. "You taught me the most important lesson of my life. That true wealth comes not from what we take, but from what we give. We only receive when we have something of value to offer." He then handed the businessman a single, perfect flower. They shook hands, not as a rich man and a poor one, but as equals. Each then boarded a separate train, heading toward their own bright futures, their paths crossing for a final, meaningful time. This story teaches us a fundamental truth. Your life is shaped by how you see yourself. Your identity determines your actions, and your actions create your reality. The man in the story was a beggar only as long as he believed he was one. The moment he started thinking of himself as a giver, as a trader, his entire world transformed. So, what do you believe about yourself? What value can you offer the world? It doesn't have to be something grand. It can be a skill, a kind word, your time, or even just a smile. The change starts in your mind. If this story resonated with you, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need to hear this message. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring stories. Thank you for watching.